Hi, this is Dr. Go, and today I'd like to discuss something about the left hand. Now, before I start my discussion, I'd just like to say that I am neither pro shoulder rest nor anti shoulder rest when it comes to the violin. I know there are some very, very divisive camps out there. I don't hold an opinion about either side. I just believe there's something to be learned from both. If your body type is such that you don't need a shoulder rest, then by all means don't use one. But if your body type needs a shoulder rest, then use one. That's my opinion. It's just my opinion. Of course, if anything I say is different from what your teacher tells you, please ignore me and listen to your teacher, okay? So anyhow, on to this. Now, one big problem that I've seen coming around, I've been asked a lot about, are of either teachers running into students that have difficulty reaching or students having difficulty reaching and reaching out to me. And what I mean by reaching is within the regular octave hand frame, you know, we normally, right? But we're hearing, the fingers can't go. And a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times I've found that it's to do with the thumb. Now, one thing I learned from my colleagues that play without a shoulder rest, okay? This is an exercise I got from them. So I don't claim ownership to this, okay? This exercise, you start by holding the violin with the thumb, you know, or holding it up, sorry, not holding it, but holding it up with the thumb. Now, this is just an exercise. This is not how you play. It's just the exercise, okay? Now, take the index finger or the pointer finger, try to reach the scroll. Then the thumb in the same position, reach the body. And go back and forth and try to make sure that you're holding the weight of the violin with the thumb, okay? And you just go back and forth. Again, this is not how you play. This is just an exercise. And what you want to do is you want to feel what part of the thumb you're holding the violin with. And you want to be aware of what's happening with the joint right. Let's see if I can point to it right here. This thumb, the base of the thumb joint. You want to feel all of that moving from the tip of the thumb to that thumb joint. And you want to feel all of that moving. Be very aware of it. Now, if you use a shoulder rest, go back to the shoulder rest. If you don't use a shoulder rest, then, you know, just carry on. Let me put my shoulder rest on here for a second. Okay. And then after you put on the shoulder rest, try to put the thumb in the same place and try that same exercise. Try to feel that same feeling of movement, freedom of movement. You won't be holding the violin up anymore. And the reason I didn't, start out with the shoulder rest doing this is because with the weight of the violin on the thumb, it's easier to feel all that movement happening. Once you have the shoulder rest, I mean, you don't really hold the violin and it's not really, putting weight and pressure on the thumb. So you don't feel it as much. So here we are. Now we've got the thumb, okay? With that freedom of motion, now, mind you, when you actually play, your thumb will move around and that's okay. Yeah? So as we go around, try to keep that feeling, that awareness, the feeling of movement. And you can see the left hand, the thumb moves. This micro movements from this part happen all the time. Okay, so this is just a quick little thing that it could help a lot of people. Some people it might not help them at all, but for those of you it helps, I hope this helps a lot. And for those who don't need it, good on you. But please listen to your teachers when it comes to things about the thumb. Okay, cheers.